Alrighty, howdy ho folks, it's your multiversal medium here for another episode of Harvestella, the game that honestly refuses to have a good plot, as I've showcased multiple times, and it constantly refuses to have decent writing. Loves filling up the game with plot holes, and any plot point is duller than anything you could ever imagine. So last episode we learned the writers completely skipped out on a decent plot. We also learned that the plot they decided to have is nonsensical and filled with plot holes. This episode, I guess we're getting the elevator moving because once more, we're in the maintenance shaft of the elevator, but don't worry. The factory for the Seas Light, the thing that's literally been terraforming the entire planet, the factory to make those is just attached to the elevator shaft. You know, as it does. Anyways, this episode, like I said, we're going to hopefully get out of this dungeon and just be done with it. And maybe that'll be an entire chapter. I doubt it. I think this chapter is called like Orbital Cradle. So we're probably going to have to deal with what the freaking space station after this. But I can dream. I can dream that we're almost done with this game. Are we actually at the maintenance block this time? You guys talk as if we've been walking forever. This is like a 3-floor dungeon. This is nothing. I think legit the amusement park was longer. Like seriously, and the amusement park was irrelevant. Anyways, yes, we're at the maintenance block or whatever. We should be able to override Celestephus's stop signal from this console. Do you find it weird that all the stuff on screen should be irrelevant for the maintenance shaft of the space elevator? To the left, we have the Castle of Illusion. In the middle, I don't know if that's the Castle of Illusion still, or just... Looks like there's a giant rock in the center. Maybe it's foreshadowing to that one room in the Castle of Illusion that we weren't able to go into. Or maybe it's just one of the Seas Light. To the right is something I don't know and I don't care. Also, I just realized something. Do you find it weird that they did an experiment to make a unicorn that just got out and they don't care? What was the point of making a unicorn? Why did they do that? They were legit meant to remake Earth basically 1-to-1. Why did they make a unicorn? Why did they make a unicorn? Moving on. Wait a moment. Does this mean that we don't have to get back onto that awful scaffolding again? That was not scaffolding. Do not talk to me. I was enjoying it. Whatever. Can you all just shut up? I hate you all. There, I have overwritten Celestephus's stop signal. Cool. Although once we entered the cradle, we're in their territory. Their attacks are only going to get more intense. I don't care. It's no use standing here worrying about it. Let's get them up to the orbital cradle first. We'll talk later. Whatever. What are you all piss baby about now, Arya? What are you sulking about? Legit, we're about to get the answers to your questions because they're apparently all the answers are in the orbital cradle, except no, we'll probably be sent on another goose chase. Let's be honest. We're going to be sent on another goose chase. Hey, quick question. You guys find it weird that when we got to Earth, the floating girl that refuses to give us her name said welcome back. And then we never got a payoff about that. You guys find that weird? I find it weird that the freaking space elevator is at this stopping point for us to enter via here as opposed to where we got off at. This is the space elevator Virgilius control system. Please choose your destination. I don't know. Orbital cradle, sure. Destination confirmed. ready for departure, prepare for impact. Do you find it weird that that's supposed to be a freaking window and we should be seeing the outside right now? Because when we got off the elevator, we were looking at the outside, and this maintenance shaft didn't have any of the scaffolding next to it, which means this is the elevator version that we saw when we first got on the elevator. And this cutscene we're seeing may be the same cutscene we'd see if we entered the elevator from the Castle of Illusion. Do you guys find that effing weird? Yeah. Bet you anything. Bet you anything. That would have been the cutscene if we got on the elevator at the Castle of Illusion. I crap you not. Anyways, pop a save. Just try to get this game over with. Looks like a Tenchi Muyo freaking set piece. Tenchi Muyo is so much better than this game. I could be watching Tenchi Muyo. Freaking like the first two variations of Tenchi Muyo, because Tenchi Muyo like has a different story and the characters are kind of different depending on which version you're watching. Every single time. So like the first two versions of Tenchi Muyo are so solid. As voice acting, that's kind of hard to get used to because it's early anime voice acting, but whatever. This is the orbital cradle. Yeah. Arya? Congrats. Cool, it's your dad. As I thought, like, are you freaking dumb? It makes sense. What's wrong, Arya? I expected you would be the first to realize. I mean, like, she wasn't able to realize that it wasn't time travel. She's dumb. Arya, what does he mean? Or what's in here? Is it soup? Soup for our family? Is this a soup store? The orbital cradle is a facility made to keep humans in hibernation for a prolonged period. So you're telling me it's not soup? Hibernation? A long deep sleep, like animals do for winter. Are they actually going to circle back to the freaking plot thing I mentioned last episode where it's like, yeah, that would have made sense? It reduces cell activity to the bare minimum to slow down telomere deterioration. You find it weird that she has to use all these scientific buzzwords to try and sound smart? For medieval peasants. That way you can preserve the human body in an alive state for prolonged periods of time. I believe they used to call it suspended animation in old books. Indeed. I like how none of our party members are like, what the F did you just say? What? Because none of our characters should know what any of that meant. Our method doesn't actually freeze the body, but it applies a similar principle. This is a lot to take in. You created technology that could put humans into hibernation? But, that doesn't add up. Humans made Regaia for us humans to live on, right? So are they actually going to do the plot thing that I mentioned last episode, how that would have actually circled back and been a good plot point? And we're living on Regaia now. We're not in hibernation. Yeah, freaking just said we're not humans. Yeah, that's a good point. So who are these people then? Humans. You seem to have misunderstood. I like how freaking last cutscene he could have said this. The people living in these pods are the ones from Earth. Your kind are not descendants of Earth. Rather, you're a byproduct of the Regaia project. Cool, we're actually doing the plot point. You know what? Fine, I'm actually fine with this. We're finally getting to some decent writing. Finally. It's not handled well. Every cutscene up till now has showcased that. But just like I said last cutscene, where they could have done this, 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 and this, and it would have been actually fine. The fact that they're doing it is actually fine. The entirety of the Earth dungeons is completely irrelevant and didn't need to happen. And it's still filled with plot holes, and the plot points are still dull. But this is what the plot should have been. Who are you calling a byproduct? Your kind are a new subspecies of human that appeared within the ecosystem that the Sea's Light created. A new subspecies of human? Yeah, it's like we're resistant to cancer dust or something? So you mean we're not originally from Lost Gaia? I mean, why would you assume you were? Exactly. Like, why did Thick Thighs Crush Lives freaking just assume we were? But even among us, opinions are divided on whether we should treat you as humans or not. After studying your genetic makeup, we found that it was 99.9 repeating for a long time, 8% identical to that of the humans from Lost Gaia. So although you may be a new subspecies, you were certainly born out of the Earth's astrum cell. Speaking from a biological point of view, that is, we decided to classify you differently due to your separate origins. We call the original humans from Lost Gaia Cains. And you new humans Abels. Oh, don't frickin' do the Cain and Abel thing. The only good Cain and Abel thing I have ever seen in any frickin' JRPG was Devil Survivor. Do not try me. Do not try me. It's dumb. Also, why would you go from all this Greek nonsense to suddenly, like, Judeo-Christian? That's right, I do hear you calling us Abels sometimes. Yeah, Shuriken, I hear you calling them Omens as opposed to Set sometimes. I just figured everyone was racist. Interesting that you chose Cain and Abel from the Old Testament. Adam and Eve's first children after they were banished from heaven. Do you find it interesting that she has to explain this classification as opposed to all the other classifications of things related to Greek stuff in general, like Lost Gaia or Gaia in general? Why does she have to explain this one? Oh, it's because of the story of Cain and Abel and how it's the first murder. And how Cain was the first murderer, I believe. Was it Cain that was the first murderer? Murdered Abel? Yeah. Either way, this is them trying to be deep and like pull allegory to classic theology. The issue is that they're not good at being deep, and they're not good at being like figurative and allegorical to classic theology. Which is why they're pointing out, hey, did you guys know this story? This is the story we're referencing. We're referencing this story. This is the story. We're like tying allegories. This is a figurative this story, guys. That's why she has to point it out. They aren't good at writing and they assume everyone playing this game is dumb. That's why. That's why she has this line. I crap you not. The orbital cradle is also known as the Cain Cradle. Several other facilities like this one exist holding Cains in hibernation. This isn't the only cradle. We intended to wake them up once Re-Gaia was created. So inside these containers there are... Yes, the people from my time are still sleeping in there. Okay, cool. My mom, my dad, no, they're probably... I like how she just assumes they survived and got a part of this program. Humanity went through an entire world war and a possible extinction event, and she is adamant they have to have survived. This girl's not even considered the possibility that they're dead. So effing stupid. All my friends and fellow researchers just adamant they have to be alive. She doesn't know how much time passed between her passing out at the Red Queen and now. Adamant they still need to be alive. It could have been decades before this program was set in motion. Some people she's thinking of could have died of old age or natural causes, or cancer dust. This is so stupid. So Arya is different from us. Arya is from Lost Gaia, so that means I don't care about either of these. She's different from us. Cool. That means I don't have to talk to her anymore. She's different. That's right. She is different. You should outcast her. Arya is a human with different origins from yours. Every human has different origins from each other. You effing idiot. Even twins do. She is a Cain. But as you said, biologically we're almost identical, so it doesn't change anything, does it? Hein, why do you know the term biological? Like, dude, just mentioned it last cutscene. They refuse to write these characters consistently. I'm fine with this being the plot. I still don't think it was handled well. It wouldn't if the Re-Gaia program was going to plan. But now that Quietus has brought our plan to a halt, that puts Arya in an extremely delicate position. Arya, do you want to wipe out all life on the planet? Because she is the one and only Cain who is in a wakeful state right now. More importantly though, Geist, didn't you say you found a way to resolve the Quietus? Sure. If you have, then that changes the situation drastically. Now would be a good time to share that with us. That's right. Find a way to end Quietus for good, then everyone in here can live on Re-Gaia too, right? Yeah. There's somewhere I'd like to take you so I can explain that. Why do you refuse to just tell us things? Why does it always have to be a goddamn presentation? Like, seriously, we have talked to Geist in this regard multiple times, and it's never, yeah, I have the answers, I'll just tell you them. Geist could have just said, this is what was happening. We didn't need to come here. No, Geist wants to frickin' walk us through everything like we're in a board meeting presentation and we're just stuck there with their frickin' PowerPoint. I don't want to look at your PowerPoint, just tell me what's going on, you idiot. Why do we need to go somewhere else? The results from all the research on Lost Gaia are compiled in a room above us. I don't care, just tell us it. You're a robot, you should have it all in your frickin' head. I'll explain my plan to you there. I don't, this is stupid. This is constantly dumb. This is what I'm talking about. Even if it's like the plot where I'm like, yeah, they actually could have done this and it would have been good. They still don't handle it well. All the characters are still insufferable. Every single character is still annoying. Like, legitimately, everyone's effing annoying. There's nothing here that's technically good. Besides me realizing they could have done the plot this way and it would have made sense with all the aspects of foreshadowing they were trying to do. And then they did that. That is the only good thing they've gotten out of me so far. That they actually followed through with the plot in a manner that would make the plot a smidge more coherent. The issue is it's still only a smidge more. It's still bad. It's still effing bad. Oh man, gosh. So is this like a forever dungeon now? Do I have to walk through this room every single time I want to go to the save? No, there's a save right here. Cool, I can forever skip this room. Actually, yeah, can we talk about that? This is very similar to a temple. That's effing weird. Why do we have a bunch of cathedral freaking windows on a space station? Like, it's effing dumb. It is legitimately effing dumb. There's no reason the robots made this place to look like a freaking Judeo-Christian cathedral. It's like the effing poem thing when we were down in the Castle of Illusions or whatever. What's the point of that being there? We're not going to have enough time to really fully explore much, are we? May as well get some done. That way we can at least, I don't know. Get some EXP, I guess. But yeah, it's... They mentioned Cain and Abel once, and now the entire dungeon's set up like a cathedral. It's dumb. It's legitimately just dumb. Like, seriously, it's just dumb. Okay, so they have their teleport pads like marked A, B, C, so on and so forth, I guess. That's nice. It's nice for people that aren't used to this kind of dungeon diving. A lot of people usually consider a teleport dungeon the bane of their existence. Which, sure. I don't mind it. It's... Well, I'm the same type of dude who doesn't mind, like, grinding in games. So... that paired with, like, a desire to explore every nook and cranny, I don't really super mind teleport dungeons. As long as they're not, like, random teleport or timed teleport dungeons. Things where, like, you need to get on this teleport during this one time period in order to actually teleport to where you want, or this teleport just sends you to one of 3 areas. Those effing suck. But, like, regular teleport dungeons, it's whatever. I don't really care. It's just another type of dungeon. It's fun to explore in a majority of games. The labeling thing is fine for more casual players. I don't think badly of it. I don't think well of it. It's whatever, as most things are. I still don't like the set piece. I don't. I also, with everything we know about the series as a whole, find it weird that the religion of these people is very cathedral-esque as well. That doesn't make sense with all the info we know. But whatever. Whatever. What does it matter? All my freaking issues and like gripes are obviously irrelevant in the grander scheme of things because 7 out of 10, right? Move all those, use it in crafting, fortify, crafting. Yeah. Okay. There we go. See what we're working with. I don't know if I have anything I could actually pop into the juicers. That's upsetting. Can I pop that in? Maybe. Firelight fruit is effing worthless. See here. Yeah, just grab a couple more of these. Too. Oh well. Pop that down, that. And yeah, I can do the pineapple. Okay. Oh. Out of stuff to frickin' juice. Which is a bummer because that's my main means of getting anything to heal with. Because healing items are still a major issue in this game. Get rid of... Leaf stays, lumber goes. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not against Judeo-Christian imagery. I'm not in my games. Like I said, what was it? Devil Survivor. SMT's Devil Survivor will do the Cain and Abel thing leagues better than how the heck this game is setting it up. Just effing leagues better. But that's because SMT games are usually written pretty well. Unlike this. If we consider the fact that humans, or these Abels or whatever, evolved in a complete vacuum away from all Judeo-Christian setup, they shouldn't have cathedrals in the same manner that we know as cathedrals. I hand-waved it at the time because the setting was not meant to have been interacting with Earth as we know it at the time. But now we're saying humans, when they evolve in a vacuum, evolve to make Judeo-Christian cathedrals in a vacuum. That's what we learned just now. That humans apparently evolve in a vacuum to make religion in the way of Judeo-Christianity. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not okay with that. I really ain't. I don't like that whatsoever. That's actually kind of effing gross. I'm not saying space travel. You can travel directly to the facilities in outer space by going to the top of the Castle of Illusions in the airship. Okay. Cool, I kind of figured. And this isn't me saying Judeo-Christianity or any of its subsects or any splits from Judeo-Christianity is inherently bad. I'm saying I don't like one religion's imagery and other aspects of it being low-key written as that's what humanity would always do in a vacuum. Yeah, I do consider religion as a major point of humanity as a whole. It's what partially stopped us from being beasts. It got us to evolve in a societal structure as opposed to the other types of structures. It keeps us from being as wild, or at least it did back in the day, and helped us evolve a moral compass beyond one that is simply integrated into the base society. Religion was vital for humanity to grow into what it is today. I'm not denying that. So humanity growing from nothing in this setting into a society that functions as we would think a society would when looking at it from the outside as a player, it having religion, that's not the issue. Why the heck does it have Judeo-Christian imagery and cathedrals and stuff? That's the issue. That's what I'm asking. Why is it that? That's the weird thing. Anyways, I also just really don't like that the cradle is set up to look like a cathedral either. The second she said that, I'm like, oh, wait, ew, this is gross. Wait, ew. Because, yeah, why would it be? We've not been touching on Judeo-Christian anything. Really. And then the second, like, they decide, like, yeah, Judeo-Christian stuff is probably the coolest thing we could be doing with this plot. The dungeon's immediately, like, set up like a cathedral. It's effing dumb. It really is. It's effing dumb. Wow, this is the first time I actually have more wild leaves than mushrooms. Which is weird because I feel like mushrooms are more common in autumn. Just in general, IRL, but whatever. Okay, I guess we're good. How are we looking when it comes to upgrading our gear? Do we just need money, or We need materials. I can't remember. I can't remember if last batch of recordings if I actually tried to upgrade my gear or if I just checked. So let's do that right now, hecka quick, and then I guess we'll park ourselves out in the dungeon. It's still never explained why these are vital for everyday life. We were told the monolites were like a gift thing, and it's still never been explained why they're important. So we need 4 orichalcum for the protag. Lightning stones is probably an enemy drop. Zombie mushrooms, don't have any more of those. How much money? I don't have much money. I just have enough for one of these dudes, and honestly, I hate them all. So, let's just save money and probably get orichalcum in this dungeon. All look good. Yeah, this plot is still filled with plot holes. The handling of the plot, just because I said like, oh, they could have done this and that would have made a lot more sense, still is handled poorly. They went from like an F grade to an E- grade, basically. That's what happened in my head by them actually following through on the plot. They went from F to E. Not even like a full E, it's an E-. They still have so many issues. What the heck are freaking Skywells supposed to be? Why was Dianthus obsessed with asking that dude about Skywells when it was irrelevant? Completely irrelevant to anything we were doing. Ah, well. It's a bit early, but I'm going to call the episode here because it's been an episode and I don't know the next time I'm going to be able to circle back to a save point. Can I upgrade? Nope. Nope. I am so ready for the fighter to be done. I'm so ready for like all the classes I'm doing to be done. And I don't know if it's... Are enemies in a lot smaller groups and just more spread out right now? Or are the enemies giving less job points compared to what they were doing before? Because I feel like... Gosh, yeah, what was it? I think I've had the Skylancer and the Wogland going since the amusement park. I started them there, I want to say, at the amusement park. So let's say half a dungeon, 1 dungeon, 2 dungeons. Been through like 2.5 dungeons and they're still not near to be finished. I started the... I want to say I restarted the fighter. And I think it only needed like 2, maybe 3 things, if that. I can't remember how many things it needed, but it didn't need a lot. In the tower, I want to say like right at the start of the tower or whatever, and we're still not done with it. I still need 1,000 job points just to finish off the fighter. I feel like enemies are just giving less job points. Oh, a random thing. I looked up what these 2 classes we're missing are. Just in case, like maybe I would have actually liked playing them. One of them is unlocked by doing the fairy tasks. If you do like a metric F ton of all those fairy tasks for their like Amazon wish lists, because they're just losers like that, you'll unlock the fairy class. The other one is another hidden one that you need to unlock, and I can't remember how it was unlocked, and I don't really care. I really don't. It's like the final panels for all these other classes. They want you to get close to each character that gave you the class, and I don't want to. I don't care. I really just don't. Heck, freaking, I don't even know if I would be able to. Our first two classes that we got, Fighter and Mage, we're supposed to get the Jobs Echo Stone. I have zero clue how to get those. Maybe it's a side quest I could be doing, or maybe it's just locked in the main quest. But you'd think the two classes I unlocked, one at the start of the game and two via progressing the main plot, the means of unlocking their final skill trees would legit actually probably be a part of the main quest. This is default, the two classes what you're supposed to be. Fighter and Mage. Plotline wise, this is what the heck you are. So you'd think you'd get the Echo Stones in the main plot. I don't know if you do. I just feel it should be that way. And obviously we still haven't, so if it is that way, if you do get them that way, maybe that can be used as an inference that we wouldn't even be able to get to level 6 closeness with any of these characters until we got to around that point in the plot. Again, once more, this is all just hypothetical. Who gives enough? I don't care about this game. I'll talk to you guys later. Hey, at least it's moving up plot-wise. It is slowly moving up plot-wise. Went from an F to an E-. If it keeps doing things well, it may actually reach E. With the level of plot holes it has, it's never going to go beyond that. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao.